I was like, I have a fucking native status card. How wasn't that government issued? Like, you need a driver's license, this isn't that. I went in one day just to pull out some money just randomly, and this lady was like, yeah, I can help you here. You don't know nothing. And it's just like, if they, I don't know, fucking bank people are weird.
Banks are
racist.
fucking stupid, honestly. And I've been like, what pisses me off the most is like they weren't really willing to help me at all, and I've been with the bank for over a decade. Like
Right.
once
Yeah.
once I do get my ID and get all of the shit sorted out and get access to my money, I'm pulling all my money and fucking closing my account with them and opening it up somewhere else.
Yep.
Is it
Dude,
TV?
I had to do that with my last bank account. I just barely got it switched like a few weeks ago because they switched their app and then the pending transactions wouldn't be accurate.
Yeah.
So for like months on end, I would always end the week like in the negatives and shit.
Yeah, it's fucking.
And they'd keep charging me, and I'm
bullshit.
like, you guys cannot give me overdraft fees for your guys' dumbass app. So then I just walked in one day and I'm like, take my money later.
Yeah. Fuck banks.
Yep.
Adam, you wanted to take the recap this week. You were very confident, so tell us what happened last session.
Well, last time on Tinypunk 2077, the Wild West gang went off at the word of Cornelius Crab to try to gain some sort of rapport or army from the Pretzel King, this mighty rat that is super brutal. We went, and Wes stunk like shit and had to cover up his arm and smelled like super bad and got called out for it. Freya fucked us around for like the next couple hours, telling us like, oh, the Rat King's gonna be ready soon, but he wasn't. And yeah, that was great. We did pretty good convincing the Rat King that our cause is important, but then Wes made him kneel, so he fucking attacked us. So Flarp summoned a dragon, we ran off. Russet fucks a raisin. Then we ran to Henry's, where we like rested up, relaxed a bit, had a couple conversations.
Wait. Russet didn't fuck a raisin within the last couple
No.
sessions. That was just
No.
something that was revealed in previous sessions.
No. I'm just saying that as a general fact. That's not what happened last session, but like I'm just reminding
That's just
the
what
audience
he does.
that
No,
Russet did indeed at some point in time fuck a raisin.
Let
He's
this
still
man
maybe
cook. Let
currently
him cook.
smashing.
Yeah, let him cook.
Maybe?
We told Henry that we were like pretty fucked, that everything is kind of going to shit, and that we have this mall-ending threat that we have to warn the mall of, and these oozes are gonna fuck everything up, and the stupid Rat King didn't listen because he's an asshole. And Henry told us that he can't really help us too much due to lack of numbers. And Rusty fucked a raisin. So thinking about that he didn't have enough numbers, we were considering stealing a whole train because it's made out of plastic. But we realized quickly that stealing an entire train might be difficult and kind of impossible. And also Russet fucked a raisin. Then Wild West turned some of Henry's homies into ooze creatures, and we were making some commotion, so we like barged in there, and Flarp ended up turning those ooze creatures into Flarp ooze creatures, giving birth to some demented Flarp babies, like Wild West Flarp babies that are more disturbing than the hive mind of Henry. For a toy campaign, this has been very disturbing in general. Russet fucked a raisin, but he also suggested that we he also suggested we would go and steal some carts for plastic, but we weren't too big on that. Smoke and Joe had a little bit of a heart-to-heart with Wild West, letting him know like he's willing to just join the hive mind if it like takes over him. He's okay with like turning full evil and giving into that like corruption for power and control. And somehow everybody overheard this conversation and called Joe out and was like, hey, what the fuck, man? Yeah, even Henry, the fucking hive mind who gets his hive mind to like kidnap toys and throw them in this machine, judged my insane idea, which was pretty hurtful. We were trying to figure out like how Flarp actually works. Russet fucked a raisin, and we're thinking about kidnapping a homeless dude to infect him with Flarp, like the good Flarp, to see what happens. Nippy had a vision that like didn't have Smoking Joe or Good Flarps, but no one really listened to Nippy in general. We decided not to kidnap the homeless person and go to the hospital where the doctors are like researching the stuff and they actually like know what they're doing rather than us who are just conducting random experiments. We called out Russet for fucking a raisin, and Mrs. Potato had found out and got neuralized. So we told her again, and she got neuralized again. I think we did that like 4 or 5 times, and she started bleeding out of her ears or something. The doctors informed us that the summit is happening now, so we went to the Fashionistas base to go to the summit. Russet fucked a raisin, and when we got there, we were accused of being criminals. We gave them all the info we had. They still arrested us afterwards, and Flart managed to like project his memories into Tom Nook's head. So then Tom Nook is, I guess, on our side. We were set to like go to Emo's prison, but we're going to Tom Nook's prison now. So that's where we pretty much ended. Russet fucked a raisin, and we're on our way to prison.
I don't know why that's so hard to wrap your head around. There's apparently a dish where people put mashed potatoes and raisins together.
That's not the same thing. What
It
the
got funnier
fuck?
every time too.
Yeah, every time. Every time.
Every single time.
Adam, take an extra experience for that recap. Thank you so much for that.
I think Count needs an experience for that meme as well.
What, Russet? Hold on, I gotta...
I didn't see the meme. Yes. Count, you two get an experience for supporting the bit. Thank you so much. Jesus Christ.
Gonna be a good one, boys.
Oh my god. If it's starting out like that. That was a pretty good recap. Where we pick up is you are guided by about 10 like Barbie cops basically, along with Tom Nook, the doctors who take your flarps, like your flarp baby's flarp, and takes them separately, and like kind of like dips off to the hospital before you are still like guided towards the prison. When you get to the gates of the prison, it's a Foot Locker. So if you've ever been to a Foot Locker, you walk in and they kind of have like those like little dividers between the doors. You walk through and these dividers have some kind of like advertisement script on them. But when you walk by, the script glows from like a white to like a red and almost seems to like scan you as you walk through. You see some weird, like, little blue, like, sheriff plushies that are walking around. When you walk by the entrance, there is, a beautiful young, like, little, who is, appears to be, like, writing some kind of paperwork. Tom regards her and says, Alice, we're going to admit these criminals ourselves. You don't have to worry about the paperwork. I will take care of it. And she just nods and says, you got it, Tom. You just let me know if you need anything. And goes back to whatever she's doing on, like, the computer behind her. They lead you through, and you see that, like, there are a couple of racks that have still some clothes, like sports clothes and stuff on them, and several shelves that have these little boxes on top of them. In between the shelves, it looks like, especially on the lower ones, they've turned them into almost like, if you go into a police station, you know, like, just like the regular desks where they would take your statement and stuff like that, these, like, bottom portions of the shelves have been converted into, like, desks for the officers to be able to do their regular desk work. And along the walls are what appear to be these hard light prisons, which at one time may have been, like, to store and, like, kind of show off shoes while still protecting them. you see they have this like faint blue glow, and for each of these little cells, there's like a big camera with like a big purple eye in the back of each one that appears to be watching each cell. You are all brought in. Tom personally guides you as a couple of the security guards come to join him, and he actually kind of points and like puts you into like opposing empty cells. None of you are together. All of you are in your own individual cell, and there appear to be other prisoners around you as well. Let me load up the map. So these are the security plushies. And the fashionista police that guided you there. The walk there is fairly quiet. I will say, does anybody try to do anything? Do you try any kind of shenanigans, like trying to escape or something like that when you are being led to the prison?
No.
No.
I wouldn't.
Smoke and Joe would try to like smuggle in a shank or like a knife or something pokey.
I mean, technically, you still have all of your equipment. It's not.
Lovely, then.
It's not until they put you in your cells that they try, like frisk you and take stuff away. So you're trying to hide like a shank on your person. Like, do you have a shank already?
I would assume I have some kind of knife. I don't think I actually ever added like a melee weapon. But...
Yeah, because I see like a handgun and a the hand grenade, which I think you guys used. You no longer have Henry's leg cuff. That was used. Marlboro's diamonds. For a play, if you spend an experience, I will give you a knife. And regardless of whether it gets taken or not, it will be an item that you own. Let me find a crude, no, not crude knife. You should be able to get like an actual. Do you want a stabby knife or a throwing knife?
Stabby.
Stabby knife? Let's go with dagger. I'll just rename it to stabby knife. Stabby knife. There we go. That is on your person. So now I need you to determine what kind of roll you want to make to try and deceive. You have to deceive Tom Nook, as well as the 2 security guards that are loading each of you in.
I'm gonna like talk, and while I'm talking and being like, oh yeah, of course, you do what you gotta do, just watch out, my left elbow there was hurt in an accident back in 73 with the da-da-da, and I'm gonna tee off and like do a little bit of sleight of hand and try to more or less like keep it in my hand but out of their sight, and you know, like drawing their eyes and whatnot.
Okay, give me a speed task then, because you don't have like sleight of hand or anything like that.
I do have
you do have sleight of hand.
And this might be a reach. It might be, it might not be. Since I'm talking, can I use intelligence? Rather than speed, because I'm trying to be like deceptive and like move my hands around and whatnot.
Sleight of hand is still going to be speed, but because you are specialized in lies and like trickery and stuff like that, I will allow you to roll with an asset.
Hell yes. Okay, so we're gonna put a thing into this. We're gonna put. Sorry, I can never find anything on this sheet.
Yeah, I moved sleight of hand into your like regular skills. I'm gonna do the same
you.
with resist mental attack.
Ooh.
What do you want?
Difficulty 10.
Yeah, so Tom Nook doesn't see it. The others don't see it. What do you want your minor effect to be on that?
Could I somehow manage to smuggle in one full-size cigarette?
Sure, like I'll say you put it like down your pant leg and like stand real stiff.
Yes. Hell yeah. Okay. I got some goods. What are they gonna do? Arrest me?
No, so you keep the knife. I'm not gonna make you remove your items from your character sheets, but just note that you won't be able to use the other items for this scene. So your gun is taken away. Your I don't. You used the hand grenade, right? Or did you get another one?
No, I use a hand grenade. That should be.
Okay, I'm
at least,
archiving
yeah.
that. Yeah. So you have the stabby knife. Your handgun right now is taken away. If anybody else has physical weapons on them, they are taken away. Flarp, your mobility scooter, they let you keep, but they take the wagon part of it that's hitched on off and confiscate that separately. All of your vehicles are also confiscated and taken away. And anybody who has manifest ciphers, your manifest ciphers are taken away as well. You can keep them on your character sheet, but again, you just will not be able to use them. Unfortunately, Pikachu, while you may have some weed stuffed inside your person, the bong is also taken away, as it is like an outside physical object.
I understand.
I have a
You said
question,
manifest,
PhD.
right?
Who wants to go first?
You can go, Russet.
I was gonna ask. You said manifest, right? So what about subtle ciphers?
So your subtle ciphers are kind of like temporary ability spells that you know. They can't be taken away. They're motes of magic that you just have in general.
Awesome.
But if you have a physical like manifest cipher, and they will say differently on there, and like normally you'd know because I'll make a point of like you find this item that is a manifest cipher. I don't think any of you have really found anything like that yet. For you, Joda, for Nitipsar, that like clip, that red clip that you found in the one dungeon, they take that as well. So that artifact.
Yeah, right.
So would since my gun is like kind of fused to my arm, would they be able to take that?
No. So that the other thing is they give you a fairly wide berth. You're the only person who they don't really take any of your equipment away because they're not really sure about you. Especially Tom Nook, who has been given the memories of what has happened so far. He looks and he says, he's gonna be, like, we'll keep him in containment, but he is to be watched at all times. And there is actually going to be one of these guards, this shy security plush, that stands outside of your door and doesn't move.
Okay.
Tom Nook goes in, he sends the other security guard away and looks at all of you in your individual prisons, and he says, I'll be back to talk to you, some of you, shortly. But I have to write up your paperwork. I'm going to do that myself. I'll process you one at a time once we've concluded things. But for now, why don't you get a little bit comfortable? We'll have some of the security plush, or some of our security come by with food if you require sustenance shortly. And he takes his leave.
One more thing, BHG. I need another cipher because I took
Yep.
expert cipher.
Yeah, same here, actually.
Let me
Yep, me
fill
too.
your ciphers as well. I'll do that as well. Give me a second here. Subtle cipher.
Gotta change my number.
I would just need one. Shenka.
Sorry, Pikachu, you don't need a cipher. Oh, you.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I took expert. I just didn't change the limit on my sheet until now.
Okay. And then Wild Wes. You need one. Smokin' Joe, do you need one?
Ooh.
No, I don't think so.
No.
I have two.
Nitipsar, you said you need one?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Flarp, do you need a cipher?
Don't believe so. Nope, I'm
no,
full.
you've got 5, you're full. Russet. You need one. we go. Okay. So everybody's filled up with their ciphers. Rufus stays for a while, or for a little bit after Tom leaves and says, listen, Flarp, this is a really tough situation. I can't do much, but is there anything I can do on the outside for you while you're dealing with this?
We're gonna need people to fight these things.
He's like, I don't know who I could ask to be able to help with that, but maybe you said you got some friends. I can go and see if I can formulate a plan with your other friends.
Henry needs plastic.
Henry needs plastic. Who's Henry? I'm not gonna ask questions. You tell me where to go, and I'll see what I can do about getting them some plastic.
Grab plastic. Once we get out of here, then we'll take it to Henry. He can make armies.
He nods and he says, "I'll do what I can. I think I know some people who might be able to lend some plastic. If the situation is as serious as you say, I don't want to be on the losing end of that. So I'll do whatever I can to help."
Thank you.
Rufus leaves. You find yourself remaining in these glowing cells. Inside, like, the floor kind of has a glow to it. The cameras have, like, that kind of purple flarp magic glow, to the eye of them. And again, you are each in individual cells, so you can see through to the other people around you. So, like, Pikachu, you can see Tony Stark, on your right side. Just this, like, little, like, fairly ruggedly handsome Lego man. Beside, Smokin' Joe, you see on one side that there's this very serious looking fighter, or like even without really like knowing him at all, just the appearance of him just screams like he is some kind of warrior. Hold on, let me go to prisoners. Imagine him without the sword because he doesn't have his sword right now, but he's got like this full like kind of like armor. With this gnarly helmet and kind of like this, like, it looks like hair, but also like a scarf. Like, it's hard to differentiate what it is that kind of like flows behind him. You see this giant turtle creature. Who, once again, he doesn't have the hammer that appears in the picture, but is just kind of like sitting and like, he's like sitting cross-legged with his arms crossed and his eyes closed. Beside Nitipsar, or between Nitipsar and Flarp, you see this strange-looking shark kind of Lego figure that is like floating and like moving his tail, but he's floating in mid-air and not floating in anything. Like, he's not in a pool of water. He's just floating in the air, and it appears like there is some kind of like weird like object sticking out of his head. Other than that, you see like some racers that appear locked up. There's kind of prisoners all over the place that you can kind of scope out within your view. But those are the ones that are kind of like immediately surrounding you. The cocky-looking little Lego man kind of looks up first at you guys, Pikachu and Wes, and says, "Welcome to the gang. I'm Tony. Very nice to meet all of you." He's kind of like looking around, eyeing everybody a little bit suspiciously. And says, how do you find yourselves here in Foot Locker?
Misadventure by Dragon.
Oh, yeah, I dealt with the occasional dragon myself. I unfortunately got a little bit too rowdy. And they took away, I mean, I don't look like a lot right now, but I've got this really cool armor that they took. maybe I can show you guys someday if I ever get out of here.
How tough are these security guards?
It's like I don't know if it's about tough, but there certainly are a lot of them.
More than everyone in here?
More than I've been able to count. I mean, most people get brought in one at a time, you know, hasn't been groups. And some of them have been here for longer than others. And he points, like, up to, like, this almost, like, banana-colored looking thing. He says...
I'll utter in disgust.
He says, 96 has been here pretty much longer than anybody else, as far as I know. Nobody really understands what he says. And you see 96, like, grab, like, this food tray that he's got and slap it against the wall and go...
Justin.
The turtle-looking man, like, opens one eye and says, "Could you all shut the fuck up? Some of us are trying to sleep."
I bet that little potato next to you is trying to sleep with you.
Mrs. Potato Head looks and says, "I don't know what you mean, Pikachu. I'm married."
Yeah, sounds
I
rough.
saw how that worked for him.
You stay away from my wife, you big lizard. I already got one monster trying to get with her. Flarp, almost forgot your damn name.
Oh, you can't neuralize her now. You want to tell her? You want me to tell her? You want me to whisper it in her ear?
The laser...
I mean,
the shark is, like, strangely intrigued.
Oh, yeah, come here, buddy. You gotta hear this.
Are you gonna tell everyone that that potato there is a rapist?
Ray, you're fired.
I will spend another experience point to have smuggled in another item. I'm going to start playing a tiny harmonica.
I'll allow it.
I'm gonna stick my arm on the door with like a holding out like a cup, metal cup. I'm gonna start looking for like an exit in here.
So you can't put your hand through the barrier. It's like a hard light barrier. So it looks like light, but like it has like a physical touch to it. Like you can't press past it.
Is it
I
something
see.
that's locked?
You can't like when they put you into them, they pressed their hand on something and like part of it like vanished, and that was how they put you inside.
I see.
What? Can I put my corrupted hand up to it and see if it reacts in any way?
Same thing. Like you can't. It's just like you're touching like a physical barrier. It feels like you're touching a wall.
Okay. I was just seeing if the corruption would interact with it differently, but I suppose not.
And then there's like that see-through light.
Is there a way to know what level these walls are, or door walls?
What level?
Yes.
No.
Damn. Because I have a cipher that's good here. But I also don't want to just open my door and then get gangbanged.
Mm-hmm. You see this like purple warrior is looking like he looks bored, and he starts like skipping up the wall, like just like scaling the wall by like jumping at it, and then just kind of like you watch as he kind of like kicks off and then like launches himself at the same time, kicks himself to the top and then drops and like keeps doing that almost like he's exercising.
That's just showing off.
Dun.
The turtle-looking guy looks up and he says, "Y'all talk so much. I'm never gonna get any rest."
What do you need rest for? Haven't you been in here a while, or did you just get here?
Oh, I'll get out eventually, and when I do, Mario's fucking dead.
Oh, you know Mario too? I hate that guy.
Huh? What did Mario do to you?
Oh, he fucked my wife.
Really?
Yeah, I want that bastard dead.
And he's like, he kind of like puts like a fist to like his side of the wall, and he says, "The name's Bowser, King Bowser."
Jeremy Gumbalaya, and I put my fist to the wall as well.
He says, "Well, Jeremy Gumbalaya, you get me out of here, and I'll take care of your Mario problem."
Well, I can see what I can do, but and I like knock against the barrier. These seem pretty sturdy. I don't really understand even how they put them up.
The purple guy kind of sucks his teeth, and he's like, "You're all talk, turtle. We all have enemies here, and none of us are going to see them anytime soon."
Well, probably best to just make the best out of a bad situation. Do they give us yard time here at least?
No. Our yards are our cells, and you see like the turtle kind of sits back down and gets back into that resting position. He's like, "I don't really have much of mine."
That's fair.
Quick, like, question. When Flarp was talking to Tom, did he make it seem like that we weren't going to be in the jail very long, or is it one of those things where? I guess that's what I'm asking. Did Tom make it sound like, "Hey, this is temporary. I'll get you out of here," or?
No,
Like
Tom made it sound like it was permanent, but specifically for you, it seems like he has some follow-up questions.
Okay.
Like he said, like, "I'll come and get you," but like he is going to like basically interview each of you, like or like he has to like get your information to put you into the database, but he made note that he's going to come get you one at a time.
Flarp's pretty confident, so he's not going to like do anything crazy,
Yeah.
except for taunt Russet about his wife.
Okay, you're taunting Russet about his wife. Nitipsar, are you asking any questions? You doing anything?
Nope. I'm just kind of like with Bowser. I'm just relaxed, chilling. I got my feet up.
Smoking Joe?
Yeah, no, I would be like asking at least the two people beside me because I'm more personable. Like I'm not gonna yell and try to get information, but like I would try to see what the day-to-day life is, anything they've seen, anything that they know about this prison.
Who do you
Like,
ask? I'm gonna say, who do you ask, and what question do you ask that person? We'll go one at a time, but you're gonna have a bit of time before they come back.
Okay, well, like Z, or sorry, I don't know your name. Purple guy.
So he will say, yeah. He says, "You can call me Z."
All right, Z. So besides like the Barbie guards or the fashionistas and these security plushies, what other security measures do they have around here?
He says, "Well, they employ the Roombas when they need to. Some of these are just base security that we see around, but they do have like a task force for when they have to deal with somebody who's got a little bit of a kick to them, if that makes sense."
No, for sure. Why bring up the big guns right away?
And realistically, if they need extra protection, I believe that Tom is allied with, I think he's allied with the Code Killers to receive extra support when needed. They decked out this whole place. This prison is their handiwork.
Has anybody ever escaped?
Said, I've heard of people escaping, never seen it myself.
Have you ever seen somebody attempt?
No. He says, "I haven't been here long enough to really see much." He says, You ever heard of Sigma?"
The military guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be his right hand.
Hmm.
He's the reason I'm in here.
He works with Johnny Law.
He does. He only. I mean, they've gotten real chummy recently, but they didn't used to be as close as they are now.
You know why?
Couldn't say. He says they have like a secret entrance between their spots. It's like a little place that you fly through.
Oh. The military base, you mean? As a secret spot you have to actually fly through. Do you know where that's located?
Yeah, it's like on the top right wall. It's like the far back wall of the military base. They got like a hangar that opens up, and they have a couple private planes that they fly out and will fly around, and that's how they've been meeting up with the guy. They've been very secretive about their relationship.
That would have been wonderful information days ago. No, that's useful. Are you trying to get out of here, or you accepted your fate?
He looks around. He says, I mean, we've all kind of talked about it for a little bit, and all of us want to get out of here. We've all got our own vendettas to deal with. Sigma's mine. Him over there, it's Mario. Nods over to Tony, and he says, even though he won't admit it, it's Pink who reported him. The Pink Panther. He looks over at the shark, and he says, Dave's pretty quiet, but I know he's got his own enemies, too.
So they never let us out of ourselves.
He says, well, I mean, each of you is going to get a chance to get out, sounds like. At least for a little stretch. But I'd get used to the cell unless you got a plan.
I have several plans, but...
Tom comes back out. And starts with you, Pikachu. He comes, and there are, like, you see one guard here, but there's actually, like, 4 or 5 that come out to lead you. They kind of reach around, they're like, alright, no funny business. If you do anything too erratic or wild, then we'll have to, take the punishment out on your friends. Sound good?
I mean, it's kind of the opposite of a threat, but yes.
They lead you into this back room where you see like there's these like glowing blue doors. Tom plants his hand on one, and you see it kind of like recognizes him and then lets him enter. And they're able to bring you through into like this processing area. You come into this back area, and this would have been like the storage and kind of like employee area of this particular Foot Locker. So you see that there are plenty of shelves with all of these closed boxes. You see that there are several guards that are standing around equipment. It appears to be that there's like this huge thing of armor, along with Dullahan, the cars, like the vehicles, and any other equipment that they took from you guys. You see there are several screens that appear to be honed in on each of the cells, so you can see kind of close-ups of the people who are inside. You can see your friends, you can see a lot of the other prisoners that are around and kind of trapped. You see prisoners of all factions. Like, you see that there's like a Kingsguard that's been locked away. Several of like the racers that you've seen before have been locked away. There's like this mysterious like barbarian looking character that are all just kind of locked away. A couple of the giant spiders that you came across earlier in the spider cavern appear to be in cells as well. And one cell contains one of Henry's hive mind. At each of these computers, you see different plush figures. There's like a purple tiger, a red teddy bear, a couple of like Power Rangers, like little toys. Garfield, who is looking this Garfield. You've seen other Garfields, being somebody who's been in a like a Poundland. This one looks kind of haggard. But appears to be like they all appear to be kind of like monitoring the situation on these screens. Here, we'll show the kind of haggard Garfield.
Must be one day.
Tom takes you to this desk over here, where he kind of like starts processing on like a hard light computer, like typing into a keyboard, and he's like, "Name."
It's Gruntle Pikachu. Disenfranchised Pikachu. I'm sorry. It's been a lot of drinks today.
He's like, it's a long name. Disenfranchised Pikachu. Age?
7.
What?
7.
What's in 7? Faction?
We're our own group.
Independent. Name of your group?
I forget what Wild Wes is calling us lately.
Okay.
We keep changing the name.
Oh, he's like, oh yeah, Wild West Gang. We know you guys. Puts it in Wild West Gang. And says, you understand that you are being charged with unruly behavior?
Yes.
Okay. While you are in our care, we will take care of any needs that you may have. Do you have any special requirements?
None that aren't just dirty jokes about your secretary.
I would prefer that you didn't.
Yeah, just telling you what's on my mind instead of actually pushing the button, you know.
Okay. As I understand it, somebody did mention that you ingest electricity. Is that for consumption, or is that just for pleasure?
A little bit of both. I need a little to survive, but I need more to feel on my toes, energized and capable, as it were.
He nods and kind of types in. He's like, all right, once per day, kind of a plug will open up that will allow you to get a little bit of juice.
Appreciated.
Nods. And he says, we confiscated your bong. You understand that cannabis will not be consumed within our grounds.
Unfortunate, but it's your rules.
He looks, he's like, do you have any cannabis on your person?
I'll, like, scratch behind my ear and pass him a nug. I'll pick out another nug from between my toes. I'll pull an entire, I'll lift, like, a little flap under my tongue and pull it, like, 3 joints and hand them to him.
He takes them and he brings them over to, like, where all the rest of your party's gear is stashed. Comes and sits back down and he says, all right. I need a private moment with this prisoner. Can you guys back up a little bit? And the security guards kind of, like, back up into, like, doing other things, not paying attention. He looks and he says, tell me about what you know about this situation with these evil slimes.
They seem to be derived from that fat dude we're carrying with the mobility scooter. They're like a corruption of him. I don't know his history, but I know they can assimilate things.
And should we be worried about him?
No. He's like the beta model. They didn't evil him up. So he's powerful, so I guess that's a concern to you. It's not really a concern to me. But he's also really slow, so I wouldn't worry about him corrupting the mall or anything. I don't think he can do that.
Okay. And do you want to say anything else? Plead any case that you may have? Anything before we put you back in your cell?
It's like he's just clearly biting his tongue from saying something like super offensive. But like he's like, do I have anything important? It's like, just the Lego men are our greatest ally against these slimes.
I'm sorry.
I don't know if you work well with them. Henry's folk.
Lego men?
Henry's folk. They're going to help us.
What kind? He brings up the faceless Lego man on the screen. He's like, you mean that thing?
Yes.
He says, we found one of those in front of a neutral zone.
I think personally they're our answer to stopping the evil oozes.
He kind of like looks back and forth. He presses a button. He says, Alice. She says, yes. She's like, we took that Lego man in, but the charge was just erratic behavior. Yes? She's like, yes. He nods. He looks at you, presses another button, and the cell opens, and he's like, all right, Lego man, you're allowed to leave. And you watch as the hive mind Lego like moves and just leaves.
Good.
He says, I saw the interactions with those Lego men, but I didn't know what they were. Can you tell me a little bit more about them, please? If you're
The best
able.
way to think of them is they're more one person than a bunch of different individuals. One thought going through everything.
Okay. All right.
Very friendly though. And they like having friends.
Okay. I'm releasing them on that confirmation because I don't think there's any reason to actually have it imprisoned. One of the guards will lead it. Yeah, one of the guards will lead it out, and it can go on its merry way. But we weren't sure about it.
Fair enough.
One of the security plushes will lead you back to your cell. Tom is gonna come back out. He looks at you, Wes, for a glance, and he says, "I'm going to take your information here. You're not leaving that cell."
I ain't gonna do anything, man. I don't get too wild in prisons. I've done this before.
He looks and he says, if the thoughts that I've seen are true, then you are the most dangerous of all of them. You are not leaving that cell. What is your name?
I'm not answering shit until I get a full-size cigarette and a can of beans.
He says, there's no smoking in my prison.
Why not?
Because it's something that I just think is what's the word for it? It's an unruly act. There's no reason for it other than pleasure. It's not a necessity.
You know, my memory kind of fogs up if I don't get a full-size cigarette in me while I'm talking.
And he's like, I'll just get the other information I need from your friends.
So be it.
Wes, he comes up to you, or not Wes, Smoking Joe, he comes up to you next and says, he's got a couple of the plush guards with him. He says, once again, as I asked your friend, are you going to comply?
Your wife complied with me last night.
He nods and he says, okay, so that's a no then.
Yeah, I fucked your wife.
What's your name?
First name I, middle name fucked, last name your wife.
You watch as he presses his hand and presses a couple buttons. I need you to make a might defense, please.
Oh, a 2.
You take 5 damage as the floor shocks you to your might.
Like shocks me, I like wrench, fall on the ground a little bit, and like get up and like dust myself off, and I'm like, yeah, that hit me harder than your wife did.
You tell him, Joe.
He's like, all right. You would have gotten a little bit of walking time and at least a bigger space before you're locked in here for the rest of your days, but have it your way.
I don't comply with law.
Moves on to you, Nitupsar. Says, are you going to be a problem as well?
Listen, I'm never a problem. I just exist in this space. I'm just here to keep everybody alive.
Opens the door, the guards escort you, and he brings you back to the back office. while he is like he goes through people, but he like went through Pikachu and now he brings Nitipsar in. Is it Smoke and Joe? Are you gathering any additional information at this time?
Sorry, I had a mouthful of Whopper. I would be casually talking to the people around me, but I'd be trying to be really low-key and quiet. Like, I definitely wouldn't even be talking to, like, Tony Stark over there, because it guards in between us, you know?
Yep. So specifically, like Z and King Bowser are the ones that you're gathering information from.
100%.
Okay, so what is your next question then, and to whom?
I guess I'm gonna ask Bowser if they have any, like, because I just got shocked and I'm dusting myself off. I'm gonna ask him if they have anything else like that I need to worry about.
He looks and he's like, honestly, you're a lot braver than most of us here. I wasn't sure of the security that they had here, so I've been pretty quiet, but that was a sight to see. You took it like a champ, too.
It's not the first time I've dealt with some corrupt lawmen.
It's like, I don't remember what your fake name was, but, was it Jeremiah?
No, it was Jeremy Jambalaya. No, Jeremy. My name is Jeremy Gumbalaya.
Jeremy Gumbalaya is like, Jeremy, you know what? You're all right, man. You're all right. I'm actually gonna change your token name for now, so I remember.
I thought he was literally asking, I don't remember what your fake name was, like in character.
There we go. Hold on. So now if you hover over him, his name is Jeremy Gumbalaya for now.
Beautiful.
Oh, fuck.
It's like, Jeremy, yeah. I don't know much about what other security they have. Honestly, I haven't been here that long either. I tried to take Mario out. I didn't succeed. A bunch of his little racing goons helped him take me down, and then they dragged me into this hellhole.
Who's been in this prison the longest?
Points over to the minion up in the top left, and he's like, that, I'm pretty sure it's 96. That dude's crazy.
The second longest.
He's like, oh, I don't know. I got here probably, like, Z was here before I was. And Tony was here before him, and 96 has been here before everybody, I think. But most of these guys were here when I got here. That was only like a week ago.
Interesting. This question's not too volatile. I'll just yell that to, like, Tony, too. Like, who's been here the longest? Do you know? Or Dave, do you know?
Tony also says 96. Dave doesn't say a word, just continues staring at Flarp.
That's fair. The second longest, Tony. The second longest.
Tony looks and he's like, you might not be able to see him from the far side of the prison, but one of those weird Hollister cultists from the Fashionistas, that guy has been here pretty long too, but he really creeps me out. It's like I haven't really talked to him too much yet.
Before we move along, I have a little shenanigan idea that's pretty stupid.
Okay.
I want to get Bowser to play along with me here, because we've made friends, and I would like to use my new ability, Grand Deception. You can convince an intelligent creature that can understand you and isn't hostile of something that is wildly and obviously untrue. I want to, like, basically say if King Bowser is beside me, I'm gonna fucking freak out. Like, I'm gonna, like, start pounding on the glass and then be like, I can't be by this bastard. He's a son of a bitch. I hate this guy. Move me away from him. I want to be as far away from this motherfucker as humanly possible. Fuck this guy. And I want to get him to, like, play along with it.
He does start playing along. He's like, I fucking hate this motherfucker. I will destroy him. And he starts, like, bashing on the other side of the wall.
You giant turtle, red-headed motherfucker. You know what? I'm glad Mario fucked you up. He'd probably fuck you up again.
The security guard walks over, presses his hand on one thing, zaps Bowser, presses his hand on another, and zaps you for another 5.
Did we get a roll?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Go ahead and make a might defense roll. See if you can brace it this time.
I'm going to
No.
roll for the lie to get to move. Okay, fine.
No,
All right.
no roll for you.
We don't do that here.
You take another 5 damage to your might as he zaps you again.
Wonderful.
And for the first time, one of these plushes speaks and he says, "I'm pretty sure that the mayor said to chill the fuck out."
I just want to be in a different fucking cell. You didn't have to fucking zap me. I just want to be moved. I just don't want to be around this giant lizard bastard.
He looks and says, "These are hard light cells. You won't be able to get any closer to him, and he won't be able to get any closer to you. So you're just
Yeah,
gonna
but
have to deal."
But I can still fucking see him. I don't want to fucking see him.
Alright, have it your way. And he, blacks out. He presses another button, and it's almost like, welcome to solitary confinement. And the walls go like a solid black, and you can't see anything. You're just sitting in pitch darkness.
Can I hear Bowser?
You can't see or hear anything.
Wonderful. Okay.
Bowser's laying on the ground. He's like, "Oh, that hurt." You are in solitary confinement, Jeremy Gumbalaya.
Okay. So my ability just didn't work there at all.
I mean, they believed that you were... You don't like each other.
Awesome.
Can I ask the guard next to me if the solitary confinement is all 4 walls, or if you can like cancel out a wall specifically?
The security like kind of looks and he goes, "I'm pretty sure it just blacks out the whole room. You can't
yeah.
hear or see anything. It's kind of like being in like a deprivation chamber."
Yeah, but you can't just get rid of like one wall. I get wicked bad anxiety attacks if I can't see my friend over there.
That sounds a whole lot like a you problem.
It's gonna be a you problem if you don't fix it.
Like, you want to go into solitary too?
No.
Then I would suggest shutting your mouth.
All right, man. Can you get me a cigarette though, a full size one?
He just scoffs and turns his head away from you.
Come on, man. Thought we were friends.
Nitapsar, you see Mayor Tom Nook. He sits you down. Once again, he goes like, "Name."
They called me Nitapsar, but I'm not supposed to tell anybody. But it's Rasputin.
Okay, Rasputin. Age?
But don't tell Disney because they have a copyright. Fuck, I don't know, like 604 or something by now.
Kind of looks peculiar. He's like, "You're not a toy. You shouldn't be alive that long. Or you shouldn't be alive that long."
Listen, I don't like being alive for this long either, but
Like-
I have things to do.
604 days?
No, it's God, how long ago was the reign of the Romanovs? Fucking hundreds of years now.
He's just like, you watch as he puts like question marks into the age bracket. And he's like, obviously with the Wild West gang. Once again, he kind of gets you in private with him and he says, "Okay, so tell me what you know about this slime issue."
I mean, I don't know if I would consider me with the Wild West King. I'm more of a caretaker. You know, I just make sure everybody doesn't die. The slime thing, it's, I don't know, it's in a neutral zone. There was black stuff all over the place. It's the walls, ceilings, everything, and eggs. Eggs everywhere. Yeah, we got the fuck out of there and just haven't looked back.
Okay.
I mean, other than that, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. If you touch it, it turns you into something else. They're crazy little bastards. But
Do you
yeah.
do you have anything else to say for yourself before we put you back into your cell?
Oh, do I really need to go into a cell? I mean, it's kind of cramped in there. I mean, I'm just here to make sure nobody dies. You know, I would like to be outside of a cell. I'm not here to hurt anybody. I just want to make sure that I don't die and, you know, nobody else does.
He's looking at you fairly unimpressed. He's like, so that's a no. Do you, being somebody who would probably need to consume food, do you have any dietary restrictions? Do you have any allergies?
No, I'm good. I mean, I don't really need much.
Okay, food will be supplied to you 3 times a day. You get a breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They are conjured with like a hard light printer on the inside of your cell, so the food will just appear on the floor at this specific times. You get once at 9 in the morning. You get your lunch around 1 o'clock, and you get your dinner around 6.
Okay, I mean that's okay. So about the like being confined to a cell thing, we're just going to keep that. That's like a no negotiation thing.
Oh, very much so. Do you not
Huh.
understand that you and the rest of the Wild West gang are considered criminals? You get that, right?
I haven't done it. I haven't done anything. Like there's no actual like crime that I have committed. Like I haven't done shit other than just make sure people don't die.
Your reputation precedes you. Because you were with them, you're guilty by association, unfortunately. And be lucky and blessed that you're not in Golf World, because they would have treated you just as amusement animals.
Honestly, I really like going to Golf World. I don't think that would be that bad. But
He's like, I can arrange a transfer. I can have them come pick you up right now.
I mean, somebody has to make sure these idiots don't die. So
Nods, and he's like, probably a good choice. Guards? And the guards lead you back to your cell. Doesn't come out again for a little bit, so there's once again a little bit of time as you all kind of like sit in your cells. The shark Flarp has been staring at you for quite some time, floating in his kind of like own weird magical space. Oh, Flarp went AFK. Well then Russet. They will, like, he leaves Flarp for last. Kind of like eyes him as he walks by, but Flarp, or Russet, he walks up and says the same thing. He's like, we're about to process you. Do you plan to misbehave at all?
You see Russell sitting there like rubbing the cup on like this wall. There's not even like bars or anything. I guess no.
And he's like, okay. Him and the guards will... He unlocks the door. Him and the guards lead you into the back. As he does, he gets the guard to open up the solitary confinement for 1 second, and looks at you again, Smoking Joe, and he says, "You ready to cooperate yet?"
I don't see what I did wrong. But you can leave these walls up. I don't want to see that motherfucker Bowser.
Nods and says, okay, and puts you back into solitary confinement. Russet, once again, the mayor sits down and looks and says, name?
The name's Russet.
Types it in. Age?
I'm like 35, 46. I'm 46
Types in 46.
years.
And takes all the rest of the regular information and goes, okay, what do you know about this slime situation?
Listen here, Mr. Nook. I don't mean any disrespect. I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing what's going on. I don't know why you locked up me and my dear wife here. Nobody even told us nothing while we were getting the shackles. Kind of just scooped us up from Barbie Land over there.
Yeah, you're being arrested for and imprisoned for your association with the Wild West gang.
What did the Wild West gang even do? We fought a bunch of giant worms and drove around.
Conspiracy to overthrow the leaders of the mall and to commit murder.
Listen here, I don't know nothing about that.
He taps and you see that a screen pulls up, and there is Smokin' Joe very loudly talking about killing Skipper.
In the dojo.
Oh.
Yeah, in the dojo.
And was recording in the dojo?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he looks and he says, that's not you and the rest of the gang? Agreeing with this man who is advising that he's going to kill the leader of the fashionistas?
That potato right there isn't, I mean, that could be any potato. I imagine I don't have my cowboy get up on. I imagine I did at the time.
He's like, just because you can change an outfit doesn't mean that it's not you. Can you prove that it's not you?
He'll scratch his head for a second. I can't. I got no evidence.
He goes, okay, do you have any other... So once again, what do you know about the slimes?
I know the slimes are bad for everybody. Gonna be a real problem. We're trying to help. I don't know why we're locked up. This is wrong.
He's like, I would advise for you to take a breath and calm down as you watch a couple of the guards start to kind of like crowd over again. He's like, I guess...
Takes a few breaths. He's like, all right, I'm calm.
It's like, I guess the last thing to ask then, if you have nothing else to say, is do you have any requirements? Anything dietary? Do you eat?
No. I'll be fine.
Okay, and
Thank you.
the one that we kind of locked away there, who's in solitary right now, what's his name?
But I have heard the whole conversation in the hallway of him yelling from that far away in the cells.
Oh, yeah, it's close enough that like you can all hear each other.
I think he calls himself Spoken something. Jeremy?
Smoking Jeremy?
Yeah, something like that.
No, it says, okay. Anything else to say before we put you back in your cell?
Let us go. We did nothing wrong. Please. We're trying to help.
He nods to the guards and they lead you back to your cell.
This is a scam.
Finally, Flarp, he comes to you and he says, I'm assuming that we're not going to have any trouble with you.
No.
Once again, you're still like in your like slim buff like super boo form, Um, he's like, do you want to walk or do you really need the scooter?
Flarp just gets up and walks.
Unlocks and brings you around. This time he gets the guards to kind of like sit down right away instead of having them around. He looks and says, name?
Flarp J. Flarpington.
Types it in. Age?
Oh, Christ. 100.
Types it in. He looks and he says, what did you show me? What was that?
I showed you the threat. They think we're all just making up about this cave full of toys that are just... They're all contaminated.
As some would say, or would explain it, they're contaminated by a corrupted version of you.
Yes.
So why should I trust that you're any better than any of them?
It's Flarpco. I stopped him once. I can stop him again.
It's what?
I just need help. Flarpco. You know, Flarp Industries. TM.
He shakes his head and he says, I don't. It's like I saw glimpses of the memories, but like I couldn't piece them together. So you're saying
many years ago there was a toy company that made toys like me, and well, let's just say they wanted to make their toys better, and that's where the corruption started.
He nods and he says, and so it made those things.
Yes.
And
the corruption leaked into all their other toys.
And so your friend is turning into one of those?
I'm controlling it from turning him into one of those, yes. I've stopped it. Can't tell you for how long, but I've stopped it.
He nods and he says, and do you really think that we won't be able to stop them without you? Genuinely?
You can try, but do you realize if I unblock what's inside of him, all he has to do is touch you. And you're corrupted.
Oh, well, we plan to keep him locked up. Nobody's going to go anywhere inside that cell.
I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the hundreds of others out there.
Well, we can send our armies and destroy it.
And your armies will come back to you different than they left. And then the disease will spread until every toy in this mall is corrupted.
His eyes, he like, you see that his eyes are kind of like filled with a genuine fear. And he says, I talked to Rufus about you, Flarp. He trusts you. He feels that you are necessary to be able to save them all. But he could only vouch for you. He couldn't vouch for any of your friends. I might be able to work out a way to let you go, but the rest of them, especially your friend with the corruption, I can't let out of this place. This is their home now.
See, that's a no deal.
It's not a negotiation. I'm telling you what my assessment is based on the conversations that I've had. Now I can keep you in this prison just like everybody else. But I think if Rufus thinks you're integral and you think you're integral, I may be able to convince Skipper and the rest of the leaders that you may be able to lead the brigades that we send out to be able to stop this force.
You know, they might not look like much. They might not be as old and as wise as me. But I can tell you right now, It's one of the finest groups of fighters I've been around. Yeah, sure, the cowboy knows the ever-living fuck out of me. But they're good people. Pikachu kind of smells a little bit. That potato's unfaithful as hell. I don't know if he told you that. You should probably put that in his file. But
He scribbles like a written note to add later.
But I'm just telling you, this is how it's got to be. They've seen it. They fought them. They know what it's going to take. They know what it's going to take more than Skipper or any of the other people. And besides, Tom, what's the worst going to happen? You let a few miscreants out of your jail to go fight a battle that we're probably going to all die in anyway. And then we're not your problem anymore. Or you let us out of here, we go stop the threat, and you're the fucking hero that sent his warriors to battle and saved them all.
He looks and he says, the problem is, if I do that, then I have the other 4 factions to contend with. Because they all wanted you imprisoned, and half of them wanted you dead. So you can see my predicament. If I put all of my faith and all of my eggs in that basket that is your group, with how notorious as you are, I am effectively waging war on the other factions. And I am not willing to risk my people or my money for that.
Time out. Above the table, does Flarp actually know about Skipper?
What about
Barbie?
Skipper?
About the whole Barbie Skipper thing?
I think Jeremy Gumbalaya is the only one who knows right now, and he, in that realization, hasn't said anything to you guys in character.
No, we haven't had a time to express that volatile information. I figured it out in the room, so I didn't want to say it. And then when we were walking here, we were with the Barbie guard.
I couldn't remember, so that's why I didn't want to just be like, oh yeah, you want to know something juicy?
Yeah, no.
Unless you have telepathy or some shit. But other than that, no, I wouldn't have said it all.
I mean, I can detect your thoughts, but I wouldn't have a reason to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Fair,
So it doesn't really make sense. Okay. And scene.
I mean, they want us dead. I just want to save everybody. I mean, I did it once. I don't even think you were born yet.
He's like, if he did it once, then why are we dealing with this now?
Well, you see, that's the part I need to figure out. Because we stopped. It was me and this little... He was a good friend at the end, but he was a racist little Power Ranger. God, he was an asshole, but he was a good man. And a few others. We stopped them. I don't know what happened in the last 50 years, but they're back.
He says,
What's the, what about the... You can't just let us go, but, what if we escaped?
it's like nobody escapes my prison.
We're not nobody now, are we?
And he's like,
We must be somebody if every faction wants us dead but you.
I wanted you dead too, but then you showed me that.
Well, there you go. Everybody wants us dead, so that must mean we're somebody. Surely you could play that off to buy enough time that we just fought our way out of here, went into hiding for a little bit.
He leans and whispers and he says, if I give you the means to escape, my guards will chase you. And there are guards outside. It is very unlikely that you'll make it out alive. I'm going to bring you back here sometime within the next day. If you can give me a good strategy or a good plan or a good reason to let you out that I can sell to the other leaders or that won't implicate me, I'm on board. Understood?
Can any guards hear me right now?
No, he's like leaned up very close to you.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of lean in. I'm like, I gotta talk to them to figure out a good idea, but as of right now, I think you got a crazy guy in there that if he gets out, it might cause a mass panic. And I kind of like hint at Bowser, like if you let him out, it'll cause such a mayhem we can just slip out.
Or 96.
Yeah. Anyway, what's his deal, by the way, that 96 guy?
Oh, it's like 96 is a mass murderer.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he killed 123 people of varying different factions, and it didn't matter if it was littles, if it was toys, and he would lay them out in like intricate patterns, like their body parts and pieces, to like leave as clues for the police that were chasing him. Oh yeah, 96 is deranged. Like that dude can never be let out of a cell.
Blarp is low key in his brain going, oh my god, we could use a guy like that.
It's like, I'm gonna lead you. Is there anything? First of all, do you have any dietary restrictions? Is there any particular food that you eat?
Oh, I really do love me some hot buttered potatoes.
Okay. He nods and he says, do you have any other information for me?
Whatever we're doing, it needs to be quick. The longer they're out there, the more toys that spread.
He nods and he says, we're going to do our investigation, look into things, and I'll be back with you. And he has the guards lead you back to your cell.
Okay.
This other guard is posted up with you, Wild Wes, or with the other guard watching your pen. Anybody who needs food or like charging or anything like that, you get your various things for dinner time. So Pikachu, like a little almost like plug forms in the wall. Wild West, you get your beans, like a can of beans that is like heated when you eat it, when you consume it.
Come on, you can't give a cowboy a can of beans and not a full-size cigarette. That's just wrong, man.
Nitapsar Rasputin, you get like this nice like roast beef potatoes with gravy, peas and carrots, and like a little like kind of like cupcake for dessert on a tray. Flarp, same thing, like the same dinner spread shows up for you. And you're all able to consume a little bit of dinner. It's not too noisy. It's fairly quiet around dinner time. Everybody seems to kind of like just be doing their own thing, except for 96, who is like screaming, and who has appeared to have like somehow shit. But like shit like these little yellow balls and is like smearing yellow all over the fucking hard light walls, until finally they put him into solitary confinement as well.
I fucking love that guy.
And with that, why don't we take a little like 5-10 minute break?
Sweet.
Hey, Loko. Wes. Wes.
Hey, Wes. Wild Wes.
Wes.
Hey,
You're a bitch, Wes.
I fucking hate you, Wes. I hate you so much.
I had to go get some fucking ice cream because my fucking throat hurts from talking so much.
Bro, Varjo does the same thing to me. And Varjo's super erratic too, so like I get it.
Like, if this campaign was long enough, I would have to teach myself a way to do the voice without, like, hurting myself.
You
Yeah.
smoke? You could start.
I haven't smoked. Yeah, I hope you're setting the fuck down. I haven't smoked since probably Loko was born.
I vape now, guys. It tastes like fucking watermelons. It's so great.
The timing's gone, but the joke I had is like my throat's fucked up because I'm just hitting a cartridge that's super fucking harsh. It's not the voice, it's just the fucking cartridge. I can't do it, but I need it.
Blarp. You yell Wes one more time. I'm gonna
What?
beat the crap out of you.
Oh, you couldn't beat me off, you fucking dime store potato. Flarp seductively eats his potato and stares at Mrs. Potato Head.
Pick
That's
you
like
up.
Jim Carrey eating the watermelon, dude.
I'll pick you up, karate chop you in the air into pieces, drive your cart around, do a bunch of donuts, and you land back on the cart in pieces.
I have no idea what to do, by the way.
I'm back. Yeah, I don't either.
I have no play.
I hope you know that I'm upset that you haven't called me daddy once.
Yo, yeah, Wesley called you a bitch. Clark was calling you a bitch.
What? For not
Yell
calling
at.
you daddy?
He misses Potato Head.
Whoa.
He called me daddy earlier.
I did, yeah. That was off. That was off mic though.
Doesn't matter. He called me daddy. I want more.
Daddy?
I'll send you more not safe for work pictures of me at work.
Oh God.
We still have that grenade. Can I,
No.
Can I just use that grenade? I must. Okay.
Oh, now you want to eat the hot potato.
I was all for it. I put a little notepad and a pencil, even though I don't know if we smoke with him or not right now. Day one of being in prison. Clark was being an ass.
You look over and I'm licking the sour cream out of the center of the potato, staring at your wife.
I like how the two outlaws didn't cooperate whatsoever.
Absolutely not, dude.
Hell yeah.
I would have.
I wasn't
I
gonna
would've.
either, but I was like, I don't know if that's the play right now.
It's what Smoke and Joe would do.
It's definitely what Wild West would do too. He's been in prison way too many times.
And he also knows you can't really talk your way out of prison.
That's kind of how it like seemed at the beginning, though. You know.
Well, I still, like, I don't think Joe has the information and stuff to be able to talk his way out of prison, like, in this situation.
That's true.
Like, maybe I could, like, talk my way out of my cell and stab Tom Nook, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
I'm ready to cooperate.
I'm ready to go. Pocket knife. Quickest death ever, dude. Like the dude who shot Trump just immediately fucking obliterated.
40 guards on you all at once.
Is everybody back?
Also, like, Smokin' Joe doesn't know that, like, Flarp has an in, right?
Yeah, that's right. I don't think any of us know because it was a mind thing.
Yeah,
Like, Smoke and
nobody's
Joe
really
just-
communicated anything yet.
Yeah, he just thinks he's in prison. So he's just, yeah.
Is everybody back?
I'm here. I'm just coughing up a lung.
Forget about
Yeah,
the
I'm good,
Galvax.
I am here.
Yeah.
I'm making a little oven pizza for me and the missus, but otherwise I'm back. We get into the evening times after dinner. The lights are put down low. You see that Alice, the secretary, leaves for the day. With like just a generic prison guard taking her place. Tom Nook doesn't come back that evening. You watch as he does leave the facility. And most of the guards, aside from the two guards that are standing outside of Wes's cell, also appear to kind of like go for like a rest period. Like it's a fairly like it's not as sparsely, or it's not as heavily secured. Like you don't see security guards running all over the place. You're not sure where they went, but they're not in the main area. Smoke and Joe, you are taken out of solitary confinement They advise that there will be no but putting you back into solitary at this point. If you start making a fuss again, they're just gonna zap you again. And as evening sets in and everybody kind of gets into sleep mode, the lights go down low. There's a little bit of a faint glow from the cells, but they're also darker, so people who need to sleep can sleep. And you guys are kind of left there for the evening to do as you wish. If you want to talk or anything like that, you can kind of converse freely, but there are still things around to hear you. Once again, Flarp, Dave the shark is like fixated on you.
Hi.
Doesn't say anything, just kind of keeps staring at you.
Friend.
Kind of like wiggles its fin a little bit.
Friend.
Kind of like looks around and then looks at the camera in your room and in the other room. Or like in its room. Looks at both and looks at you again.
Hey, what now?
It kind of like looks and like gestures at the camera and then looks at you again.
Can you take the camera out?
Kind of like shakes its snout.
Like a yes shake or a no shake?
A no shake.
They're watching us, aren't they, buddy?
Nods, like a nodding.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get out of here. Don't worry.
You watch as it kind of like moves into the corner so that it like its head can't be seen by the camera. And you watch as the little thing on top of its head kind of glows a little bit and shoots a laser into the corner.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? What you got there, little guy?
Does like a kind of like loop around, and again, like it looks like it's swimming, but it almost like looking close enough, and you have like that ability to like kind of like detect magic, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's floating on Flarp essence. So you looking close enough, like to the naked eye, it wouldn't be visible, but you can actually see the essence, and it's like this like kind of like little like purple, like kind of like it flows like liquid, but is really just like Flarp energy that it's floating on top of and swimming around on.
Can I control the energy that he's on?
Roll a magic training. With a difficulty 7, you would know that you can't control it, but you know what it is. It is like the same kind of forces that give you your abilities, the ones that allowed you to pull a dragon from out of nowhere. It seems to kind of have the same kind of innate magical ability that you have, or like Flarp ability. So whether it's there's some Flarp inside of it or something about it has some Flarp, there's something that allows it to control the Flarp essence the same way you can. Otherwise, you would recognize it as an adept as well. And almost so much so that its physiology is very similar to yours. But it seems a little bit more mechanical. It looks like it's there's something about it that feels robotic. There are bits that almost feel organic, but it seems like the organic part of them are made organic because of the Flarp magic, like they didn't start off natural.
So, what made you, buddy?
He kind of closes his eyes and looks at you again.
Ah, you, don't mind if I poke around in your skull, do you?
It nods, like gives the nod again.
Okay. I'm going to, detect its... Well, I'm gonna read its mind.
You read its mind, and it opens itself up to you. It does. You won't have to roll for it. It allows you to like kind of like see what it is thinking about, and it's thinking about its conception. You think back to the Flarp factory, and you think back to that final battle, and you remember, or maybe you don't remember, but it pushes the memory into your mind as it watches you fighting the scientist. It watches you from a shelf. But at that time, it wasn't sentient. You watch as bringing down Flarp Industries eventually causes the whole building that you guys had fought in to collapse. And as it collapses in on itself, you watch as all the toys drop into that corrupted Flarp goo. The mechanical parts that were a part of it seem to kind of meld into it. And it floats down as like some of these like Flarp cylinders, like of regular Flarp, start to kind of like burst and leak into the water. You watch as it ingests it, and that like Flarp energy and the negative like corrupted Flarp kind of intermingle within its body and pulse and change it fundamentally. You watch as it swims off until it finds land, and no longer being able to swim under the water conjures its own kind of magical waves for the first time. Things that it comes across don't really regard it as normal. They treat it as some kind of monster. It is not well liked and doesn't appear to have the ability to speak throughout its lifetime. It does eventually find its way to Little Springs Mall, where it is placed on a shelf in one of the toy stores. The remaining humans that come through also don't really seem to regard it. Its price begins to go down until it becomes like a bargain bin toy. It is eventually discarded and finds its way into one of the neutral zones. A neutral zone that is eventually watched over and led by the discarded Barbie that you know as Captain Zero. The person who gave you the original mission at the beginning of this campaign. One day you watch as she leaves. Takes a while for her to come back, and Dave gets a little bit curious and decides to follow her. And once it does, gets into a fight with some fashionista Barbie dolls that pick on it, and eventually gets captured and placed in this prison. And that's where you find it now.
Hmm. So you were there.
It nods again. Like looking into its mind and having that connection, it finally speaks to you, but like specifically in your head, and says, "You could say, I could call you father."
Son.
He said, "I could, but I won't. You're as much of my father as that monster was who created all of us."
Yeah, I get that. So it's your huh. We gotta figure out a way to get out of here and stop the rest of them, though, buddy.
He looks and he says, "In sharing my mind, you've shared a bit of yours with me, and I understand how dire the situation is. He says, in your mind, both of us together may be able to come up with a way out of here." He's like, "But with all the guards around, some of us may not make it in the process."
You know, it's kind of like the last time you saw me. I didn't think anyone was gonna make it out of that.
You are getting
Oh,
sorry, you're getting the feeling in your head, like as he's speaking, like he's speaking with a lot of intelligence. He doesn't seem like your run of the mill, just like Flarp created toy. He doesn't reveal all his tricks, but he says, "I can be quite dangerous on my own, but I am only one shark." And as he's saying this, you're also getting kind of the air of not so good intent. Like, there's something about the way that he speaks that just kind of gives you the ick.
Hmm.
But he says, "If you can get me to the computer, I can get everybody else out."
Can I trust you?
He looks deep into your eyes and says in your head, "Do you really have much of a choice?"
What's your end game in all this?
Same as yours. Survive.
So you're gonna help fight the corrupted Funko Pops and all the other corrupted beings?
It's like, "I'll do what I can.
No,
I
no,
will-
that's-
I will make you aware that my preservation comes before anything else. But I'll do what I can."
Well, let me ask you this: at the end of the day, when all this is said and done, what's your plan? Just ride off, swim off into the sunset?
That's for me to know. And he closes off his mind to you. Is anybody else doing anything else during the evening?
I'm seeing if I can try and get more electricity out of this weird door thing.
It only gave you a little bit of juice for like your lunchtime or your dinner time meal. After that, it disappeared from the wall.
Oh yeah, I know that, but I'm seeing if there's any like latent electricity in the doorway.
None that you think you would be able to access.
Versus.
So, Smoke and Joe, like, we're in a world of toys. We're in a world of plastic and fluff and whatnot. I don't know if it would be like a history or an intelligence or something along those lines. I want to try to discern how they're making things appear and disappear and like these walls and whatnot. Is it to do with this camera? Is it like helping with this stuff? Like, what is maintaining and keeping these walls up, and how is this magic entering and leaving this room?
Okay, roll lore, knowledge, or understanding.
I love that. I'm good at that. That would still be intelligence, though, correct?
Yeah, like your intelligence would go towards it, but you still have your inability.
Yes. Okay. Oh, a 3.
Walls go hard, then go soft.
Makes sense. That's it for me.
Okay.
There's not a way. Oh God. I need to like tell everybody that to just chill the fuck out at least until tomorrow, without alerting everyone.
You would need some kind of distraction for the plush guards, really.
Yeah.
I will say, like, these other ones up here, like, you can't see them right now. The only two that you really see anywhere around are the two that are guarding Wes.
Hey, Rusted.
What you want, Flarp? I'm going to try and go to bed.
Hey! Keep your fucking voice down, you goddamn it, you stupid fucking potato head. Hey, come here.
Like roll over in the cell towards him, stealthily.
I let Tom see my thoughts. He knows. He knows everything.
What did he say? Is he on board?
Look. All I can say is when the time is right, you need to be ready to fight. I can give you shit about your fucking wife later. This ain't the time for that. You know I'm serious because I'm not messing with you and your wife.
Oh, don't worry. I'm always ready for a fight.
But we gotta tell the others, and I don't know how to get those fucking guards away. Any ideas? I don't want the cowboys to go crazy and try and shoot the place up while they're fucking waiting.
I ain't got nothing, boss.
Oh. Hey, if one guard leaves, will the other one go with him?
Oh, maybe.
And can Wes pretend to go to sleep?
Sure.
Cool. He's gonna crawl into the corner and just lay down.
You're using repel.
Is he close enough that I can actually get away with that?
Oh, I'd allow it here.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them is magically compelled to get the fuck out.
The other one follows, like, oh, is it break time? Oh, okay. They do temporarily like walk away. You watch as they kind of like walk outside.
So
Wes
is it?
thinks that it was him falling asleep that made them leave.
Okay, so is there any guards that could hear me if I talk loud enough, or
None that you can see.
okay? Nippy. Nippy.
Yes.
I don't want to talk too loud. I can't see other guards. And Dave here can't really talk where your brain can understand it. Hey, tell the others to be ready tomorrow. They'll know what to do when the time is right. We have a plan.
Okay.
Okay. What?
No, you're good. Potato lady.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Pass the message on to the cowboy.
Well, I got
tomorrow be ready.
I got a giant turtle beside me.
Yeah, yes, get him to pass to cowboy.
Oh, we can trust them.
They're friends. I don't know. They were yelling at each other just a moment ago, but they were making good friends.
So just to be ready.
Yeah, just be ready for tomorrow from Flarp.
Oh, is there like a signal, like hand gestures, or?
I don't know. Go back to the other side. Flarp,
Yeah.
what's the signal?
You'll know. Have I ever done anything that wasn't massively overproduced?
There's a lot of things that you massively overproduce, but that's not the point right now. Alright, Potato Lady. You will know when you see it. Flarp will do something
Oh, okay.
as the signal.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Nippy. If I think too hard, some weird purple goo comes out of my nose.
Yeah, don't think. Just repeat what words that were said to you. That is all you need to do. Don't think about it.
Okay. Already, she's like oozing fucking like purple blood from her nose. She looks over. She's like,
God, fuck.
she's like, Mr. Turtle Man. Yeah, hi. I'm sorry for waking you up, but can you tell my friend Joe over there that he should probably be ready in case something happens. As Flarp said so. Bowser looks and he's like, "Are you okay,
Don't forget
lady?"
to mention tomorrow.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Bowser leans over and he's like, this potato lady's looking real sick."
Yeah, that's because her husband keeps wiping her brain, but that's fine.
Oh, so at least you know what's going on. At least it's not a mystery. Her husband keeps wiping her brain?
Yeah, it's a whole thing.
That's
He fucked a raisin.
That's a little fucked up.
No, it's super fucked up. We're a whole fucked up group of people. That's why we're all in prison.
Yeah, you know what? That's fair. Okay. Oh, she said, I guess be ready. The Flarp dude is gonna do something, and you'll know the signal.
Great. Yep. Clark has a plan. Awesome. Love that.
And I guess pass it on if you can.
For sure. Thanks, Bowser.
Yeah, sure.
You'll always have Jeremy Gumbalaya as a friend.
Oh yeah, she called you Joe, but I don't know if that might be because there's something wrong with her brain.
Probably. Hey, Z.
Yeah.
Flarp's got a plan for tomorrow.
Who's
I don't know what
who's
it
Flarp?
is. One of my gang.
Okay.
He's in a couple cells over there beside the shark.
Okay.
Guy in the mobility scooter.
Okay.
If shit goes down tomorrow,
Yeah.
be ready.
Cool.
Pass it on.
Hey, you weird guy.
Name's Wes, brother.
Wes, yeah, you. Your friend over there says Flarp's got a plan and to be ready.
All right, I'll be ready.
I guess.
Can you
just
tell
pass
him
that
something?
on? Oh,
Yeah. Just tell him I'll get wild when I need to, and pass that on to Flarp.
Tomorrow.
All the way down the line. Pass it on. I'll get wild.
Yeah, tomorrow. Be ready tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? Oh, okay.
He runs back.
I'll get wild tomorrow.
He runs back over and he says, your friend is gonna be mild tomorrow, and he says to tell Flarp.
I pull out my shiv and hold it to the glass. I'm like, did you just call him Wild West mild?
I don't know, that's what he said.
If this glass wasn't between us right now, partner, you'd have something coming.
He looks and he's like, I guarantee you my sword's bigger than yours.
I don't need no sword.
Wild West, you like go up to the glass?
Yeah. I go up to the glass and I lay down facing the glass. And I'm like, hey, Stark.
He like lays down and he's like, hey fella.
Hey, okay.
He's like, I don't know what's going on here, but I mean.
Hey, Phil.
1 sec.
Hey fella is crazy.
It's like, what can I do for you?
I'm sorry. 1 sec.
Like, how you liking the casa?
It's okay. It's it's kind of weird that you laid down too, brother. I was trying to be inconspicuous. Could you pass a message along to that fine fella next to you, bashing his tail against the wall for some reason?
Yeah.
Just tell him to be wild. Be wild tomorrow at any given signal.
Be wild tomorrow at any given signal?
At the given signal. Tell him Flarp said it. So be ready for Flarp's signal. But don't like go over there and lay down, because that'll look weird.
It's like, you're not my dad, man. You can't tell me what to do. And instead of he doesn't even stand up, he just like does like a full like roll over to the other window.
No.
It's like, hey, you yellow stuffy guy. Hello? Hello?
Pikachu's dead. GG.
No, Pikachu's mic's broken. Sorry. So what's the plan exactly? I don't want to fuck this up. I fuck up things a lot.
Apparently, Flarp has a plan, and be ready for his signal. Tomorrow.
Flop is really good at making explosives and smelly noises, so.
Oh,
I'm sure
sorry.
the signal will be noticeable.
And your friend said to get wild, or get ready to get wild. I don't know what that means, but I'm a little aroused.
I'm not that way anymore. Alice went home.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, Alice. Yeah.
As soon as you say explosives, it just rings out in the jail. Ah, God.
Oh, is that the signal? Is that the signal? You watch as he like runs into the barrier
always
and knocks
happens.
himself out.
He'll learn.
Thank
He'll learn.
fucking God. What? Why did he do that? Why did he lay down?
Honestly, good riddance.
The hell happened down there?
Hold on, I need to step away for a
I don't know,
quick
man.
moment. I'll be right back.
We're not telling the minion about these plans, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
No, I think all the players know at this point, so I think we should stop it here, especially because there's some cowboys and Ken dolls and shit up that way, and I don't trust them.
Freaking Tony Stark laying down next to me.
Hey, fella.
I just imagine that gif I put in chat, like that's how he's laying, like, hey fella.
Hey, fella.
100%, dude. Oh, I
Like,
fucking
I
lost
imagine
it.
you sitting there, like, really inconspicuous, like, laying opposite side of the wall, like, making it look really, really good, and then him just
Right.
hearing you talk and, like, cruising up and being like, oh, hey, fella. Like,
Right,
fuck,
dude.
man.
Instead of just like standing there and listening, just fully committing to laying down.
Oh my god! Above the table, guys. Can I put some good flarp into the yellow minion and make one of those like crazy fucking purple minions from the movie?
You should pitch that 100%.
Oh,
That's
100%.
yeah,
That's great.
absolutely.
I think I want to see all these doors open.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how we'd accomplish that, but
The computer.
That's probably gonna be an Alice thing. Somebody's gonna have to fight with her.
you want me to shiv Alice a couple times? I will.
That's what it sounds like needs to happen, honestly.
I'm either shivving. I gotta shiv somebody. I snuck it in here.
I vote Russet.
Why me?
You're just a bitch. Not even Russet. Russet is honestly a really good Kirby character. I like how erratic, unsure, flip-floppy he is. Like when they're like, "Are you gonna be a problem?" You're like, "Me? Me? A problem? Me? A problem? Probably." Like, I think it's a really good character for Kirby.
But he can't rip his shirt off.
Rips his potato skin off.
He can switch his appendages. Like he.
Oh, God. It's like Family Guy. Why do I have all this skin?
Do you guys do anything else that evening? Do you discuss anything else? Do you ask any other questions?
I guess I would look around for a control panel to see what would open all the doors.
You don't see anything on the outside, but being as smart as you are, you think if there's any way to open all of the doors at once, it would probably be from Tom's control panel, because you watched him open up the cell for... well, sorry, you didn't watch him open up the cell. Nitipsar? No, it was Pikachu at the beginning. Pikachu was the one who noticed him, or who convinced him that the like Henry's hive was harmless, and he let him go. So Pikachu saw that happen. I don't know if you would know, but like you're smart enough that I think you would surmise.
Okay. Flarp's got ideas.
Mm-hmm.
The Flarp goes two ways. There's good Flarp and bad Flarp. So technically, I could infect something with good Flarp. Long story short, I want my own purple minion.
You want to try to convert something like not evil Flarp into a good Flarp?
No, I want to convert something that is normal into good, like controlled by me with the power of Flarp, like 97. I want a psychotic little crazy purple Flarp fighting on our side.
Interesting.
Flarp admires his spunk.
Huh. Why is the onslaught ability grayed out on your character?
I have no clue.
Were you trying to delete it, or?
I couldn't tell you.
Interesting.
Because I hit a wrong button.
Maybe. It gets to daytime. Everybody gets your breakfast. Like if you can eat breakfast, you get your breakfasts. I will say anybody who has taken damage. So Smoking Joe, Jeremy Gumbalaya, I'll give you a free you would have taken, you would be able to take your action, your 10 and like your 10 hours and all that, so you should be able to get up to full with that anyway. So we'll just call it everybody can bring themselves back to their full pools.
Can I tell one of the guards I want to fuck their mom again? Get shocked for a bit more before I heal?
Huh?
Joe was a little unruly through the night. I guess I wouldn't be after I got that news. Like after it was like, oh, we're doing something tomorrow.
Yeah.
Pulls his pants down, puts his bare ass cheeks on the floor. I've been bad. Shock me.
I liked it.
Tom Nook does come back with several guards. Flarp, once again, he lets you out and he pulls you back into the back office.
Morning, Tom.
Good morning, Flarp. Have you decided on joining us?
Have you decided on joining us?
He looked and he said, I already told you. Letting go of all your friends is not on the table. If you are able to keep these things at bay and to make them good, or keep them from harming the other denizens of the mall, then it's in your best interest to join our forces to be able to be on the front lines to do so. If you don't want, if the peace and sustainability of the mall is not your actual intention, then you'll be letting that known now by refusing. And if so, we can put you back in the cell and live out the rest of your days there.
Tom, wouldn't it be in your best interest to have more fighters on the front line?
We have plenty. We have every military force in the mall behind us.
So what happens when the entire mall is transformed and we're stuck in here and it's all on you?
I mean, if you help us, that shouldn't be a problem. But otherwise, if we do fail and, as you say, everything gets taken over, you get to watch all of it until the systems fail and they get to you too.
Do I know, like, have I known Tom for a while, or is this like a brand new thing?
You would probably be familiar with Tom because you're friends with Rufus, but I wouldn't say you know him. It'd be like,
Okay.
kind of do you know the mayor of the town you're in now?
Gotcha. I do, actually. I'm in a small town.
That's fair, but is it like you don't sit down to dinner with him, like you're acquainted with him being like a local?
No, no.
Yeah, that's about what you would have here, and even then, like you're not really a townie, like you're familiar with townies, so maybe even not that much.
So, Rufus spoke very trusting of me, right?
Correct.
And you trust Rufus, right?
I trust Rufus when he says that you could turn the tide.
Tom, all you've got to do is walk away, and none of this will be your fault.
Flarp, I think you know I can't just walk away.
Do I see the buttons that open all the cells?
You see, like, the hard light computer keyboard in front of you. Like in front of the screen.
Can I try and read his mind to see what his big holdup is?
Give it a shot.
Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna re-roll that. I'm using some XP.
Sure.
Jesus fuck.
It's not an intrusion, but with a difficulty 1, still nothing. Like, his mind's a vault. You go to, like, read into his mind, and his surface thoughts are money.
You know, Tom, I've got gold I can give you to get us out of here. I've got bits.
Are you kidding me? You're trying to bribe me now? I lead a whole sector of the mall. You think I'm in need for petty change?
It's the most important thing to you, isn't it? Money.
Oh, profit and money equal power, so it is important, but you guaranteed do not have enough to even make me blink.
Can I roll? So how I did before, where I showed him the Funkos, can I show him the whole Barbie thing? Or is that something he would already know?
What Barbie thing?
That she is actually... My mind's drawing a blank right now.
Captain Zero?
Yeah.
I don't know if you like at this point you know that Captain Zero is Barbie. You've seen Captain Zero, who is a fashionista doll, and even in that instance, you saw her arrive. You may have seen her be like in her Barbie form for a minute, but like she drastically changed herself when she became the leader of that place.
What, didn't the shark just share all that with me?
But the shark didn't know that Barbie was Captain Zero.
Okay.
Captain Zero just showed up one day to lead them. But what you saw was that she entered some kind of neutral zone, and that's where they were hiding. And I'll give you with that kind of as an additional like piece of information. Dave wasn't the only one there. There were like a slew of misfit toys.
Gotcha. I'm trying to think, boys. Like, I got a couple ideas. One of them's gonna really be problematic.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will also say
Yeah.
that the words ring in your head again as you're thinking about Dave and what he showed you. Said, "You get me in touch with a computer, and I can get everybody out."
I'll tell you what, Tom. Dave the shark that was next to me. He's got some info you might want to hear too. I don't know if you know this, but there's a reason why it looks like he swims. You can't see it, but I can.
It's like I have been curious about that.
It's the same essence that's in me, only it's not corrupted.
Huh. Dave the shark, you say?
And he can talk to me with his mind.
That's weird. He's never spoken before.
It's because you're expecting it to be vocal.
Turns around and like presses a couple of keys, and you see that Dave the shark's cell opens up. or it shows up on the screen. He looks over at the guards. He's like, "Can you please get Dave the Shark for me?" The guards go, leave, and bring back Dave the Shark. And he says, "So how do you get him to show me then?" And Dave eyes you.
I do the mind thing we were doing earlier, and I just tell him, we start talking like he needs to know what you know.
Dave says, "Does he?"
Look, step one, and this is all in the mind, so Tom can't hear. Look, step one, we try this. Step two, and I kind of be like, describe to him where the computer is over his shoulder.
He looks and he says, if you can cause a distraction, I can interface with it."
Let's try the diplomatic approach first. I've too much bloodshed in my time. I don't like it. I mean, it's fun, but I'm getting old, as you can tell. Kind of pat my belly. But let's try the diplomatic approach first.
Dave goes, "That's your signal? Diplomacy?"
That's not the signal. The signal is all the cells opening.
Well, then I don't know if diplomacy's going to work.
Trust me.
Okay. And he just kind of like sits there and floats.
I need him to see your thoughts. I don't know. Can I act like a fucking USB device and just kind of reach out and touch Tom and let him see the shit with the caves and all that again from his perspective? Can I dock them together?
For an experience, I would let you push some of the memories that you got from Dave into Tom. Like connecting them, Dave, like, so he can give you those glimpses and you can show again, like, his past and stuff like that, but Tom says, like, that's still, okay, so cool, he's got the same powers you do, like, what does that have to do with us? Can he convert them like you can? Because I didn't see that in the memories.
I guess I asked Dave, can you convert them like I can?
Dave says back to you, "Of course I can. Are you kidding me?"
Yes. Yes. Can.
Cool. Show me. If he can, he's done it before, so you can show me the memory, right?
All right, Dave. You ready?
Dave, in your head, he's like, "What the fuck are we supposed to do? What do you mean? Ready."
Well, can you or can't you do it?
No.
All right, fuck it. Push the button.
What?
Nothing.
Tom's like looking at you both and he's like, so I guess like Dave can go back to his cell now.
It's a little hard to understand Sharkanese, okay? It's a little above your pay grade, Tom. No offense, your mayorness.
Well, here's the thing, Flarp. Again, this is a fairly snap decision. You need to make a decision. You either join us or you go back to your cell. Dave clearly cannot help us. So we're going to send Dave back to his cell, and then you've got about 5 minutes to make a decision, and if you can't, then you can go back to your cell, and we'll take our chances. But I'm not doing this all day.
Well, Dave, I guess it's your time to shine, buddy.
as there's like two guards with him, he's like, "What am I supposed to do?" It's like, "Aren't you?"
You said you could get everybody out.
If I can interface with the computer, the one that the mayor and these these guards are at right now. Hold on, let me make a physical representation of the guards around you right now, Flarp. You got the two that went over and grabbed Dave. You got the two that have already been like watching over you. These two are like backed up, but these two are like right close because they're holding on to him. Like they brought him in. And you've been having this conversation with Tom, but otherwise, Dave is going to say, if I jump onto this computer right now, they're going to try to stop me.
Could I do a player intrusion to break through the wall with my corrupted hand and grab one of these guys?
Ooh. Interesting. Yes, but I will say in doing so that it will push your corruption further.
I don't know, because I don't really know what's going on in there. All I heard was the signal. Or, not the signal, but
Like
talk of
yeah,
the
wait
signal
for the
being-
signal.
Time to improvise, Dave.
I'll wait if I hear something loud, then I'll do it, I guess. Because I
Okay.
haven't really heard anything.
As we're talking, Flarp's like, "Fuck! I need a signal. That's not the doors opening. What do I do? What do I do? Shit!"
And then you see the little light bulb go ding.
Oh God, my stomach hurts. Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Why? Oh, there's so much.
And then I just kind of like open one eye and look like,
Was it loud enough for Wes to hear?
oh, thunderous. I've been holding it in for minutes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
kind
do
of
then.
it shook the walls.
I'm gonna do it then. Time to get wild, and I punch my hand through the door.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an attack.
With a corrupted tendril.
Yep.
Might.
Are you going for straight damage, or are you trying to corrupt and change them?
I'm trying to corrupt and change him. Could the minor effect be that the corruption doesn't spread?
Sure. We'll say that you do this with some control, especially with that
Nice.
like barrier wrapped around, but you do like convert this thing into a corrupted Funko.
Very nice.
As you do, alarm bells start to go off inside the prison. A couple of the one of the guards that's on Dave goes to like run towards like what is happening outside, and Dave, taking that opportunity, turns, fires a laser into the chest of this plushie here, and kills him dead. Tom goes to like kind of like block and says, "Oh, I knew you were all wicked." What are you doing, Flarp?
God, this is out of the pocket. As Tom stands up, I'm just gonna hug him, and I hope this. And try and just erase his memories and make him think that the system just malfunctioned and kind of like, we need to get out of here.
Roll it.
Oh boy. Okay. We're gonna put some fucking effort into this.
difficulty 6 is just enough.
Oh god.
You watch as he goes into a daze for a second. He's like, wait, what? And as he does, you watch as Dave blinks for a second, and then when he blinks his eyes, and then you watch as he like blinks like far steps on top of the keyboard, and he's like, perfect distraction, Flarp. That's exactly what I'll need. And you watch as like a couple of like these like weird wiry cables like come out and like dig into the hard light keyboard, and you watch as like flashing lights start like scrolling on the screen, and it goes from camera to camera, and you watch as it starts unlocking each of the doors. And that is where we're going to end session for today, as with next week we will have your jailbreak session.
Hell yeah.
Oh god, 96 is out.
Oh no.
Can't wait.
I can cure him. He's my baby daddy.
96, you watch as he like the final scene is him stepping out of the darkness of the cavern and going, "Ah!" Lost Mines of Phandelver tomorrow, Kirby.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So everybody who's watching, if you're watching at home, go check out Kirby's stream tomorrow. His links are in the description below. Everybody who has links, they're in the description below if you're watching on the YouTube. If you're watching on the Twitch, they should be there somewhere as well. For Saturday, we are back for more cleaning crews, so we'll be picking up on that. We'll finally be finding out what's going on next with our expedition team. On Sunday, we're also back with more Oops All Bards after being off for a couple weeks. So we'll see what they do with the rest of their downtime, which is going to be very interesting. And then Monday is the Lost Corsair Pirate Shenanigans campaign over on Talking with Adam's Twitch, so go check that out as well. Does anybody have anything else to plug?
My butt.
Just his butt. That's it. Get a little randy at the end of the night.
The wild.
A little wild. That's it for now. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. We'll be back next week with a fucking awesome jailbreak. I love every single one of you. Hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And as always, power to the players. Have a great night.